The arrow is pointing to a couple of straps, and these straps are used to prevent the drywaller or someone else from actually driving a nail or putting a screw in the plumber's pipe. So if you can imagine the drywaller putting on the drywall, and then after they put the drywall on, they might not be able to see the plumbing pipes, and the straps will actually help with that. However, the reason why I'm making this video is to make you aware that those straps might not be acceptable under certain circumstances. For example, you can see the plywood nailed on the opposite side of the wall. That gives us our first clue that this is a shear wall. It's a good chance that this is a structural wall. Now the plumber has just notched two large holes into the top plates. And believe it or not, this is going to significantly weaken the strength of the wall. And larger straps might be required. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of the straps. You can see the one in the front is a little larger, and there's a couple of smaller ones in the back. You will need to look on the building blueprints to find out what straps will be required. And don't make a mistake by nailing the wrong straps on. Don't assume that, hey, you know what, I got this 36-inch strap, it'll do, that's good enough, when it's calling out for a 48-inch strap. So again, if the plumber notches into any wall, doesn't matter if it's a structural wall or not, it will need some type of a strap. And if the engineer isn't calling out for a specific strap, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give him a call and see what strap would be required. Next on the list, I took and drew in a couple of straps to give you guys an idea, a general idea of how you would attach a certain type of strap to the top plates. Now there are going to be other straps. Some straps are going to need to be nailed only to the top plate. Others are going to be nailed to both plates. You will need to get a good connection in both of the plates, not just one, depending on which strap you're going to be using. Now you could run into another situation where the engineer would require a continuous strap. This would be something about 5, 6, 7 feet long, depending upon what the engineer wants. Remember, don't ever deviate from the blueprints. Don't make an assumption. I can't tell you how many times I've watched contractors, veterans, these guys with 30, 40 years experience do something like this, and you could do it in the 1970s and maybe even in the 1980s and get away with it, but nowadays you can't. The building inspectors, if it's not on the building blueprints and if it's not drawn exactly how it should be or even assembled in the same manner, then they're going to turn the job down. And again, I'm not talking about every situation, but why take the chance? You guys can't afford to take those type of chances, especially if you're planning on staying in business.